Welcome students. So in today's class we shall be learning about the various sources of finance that help to raise the capital for any business or an enterprise. So now let us start. What are the various sources of finance? So basically these are of two types. Number one, it is owned capital. And number two, it is loan capital. So these are the two types of capital that can be invested. So what is an owned capital? This is the contribution of the owner. So straight away this is the contribution from owner. It can be its personal savings also. It remains invested in the business so long as the business continues to exist. So it remains till the end. It can never be withdrawn. The return of such capital is dependent on the availability of surplus capital to be distributed, but we can say in real sense it is always remain invested in the business only. So the next type is the loan capital. It may be raised from the individual banks or various financial institutes. So it is the contribution that can be raised from financial institutes. These can be the banks or other financial companies. It involves periodical payment of interest at a fixed rate and repayment of loan capital after the expiry of stipulated period. So it is available only against the mortgage or pledge of the property of the borrower. So it is available only against a sort of security. So the source of finance can also be classified into three parts on the basis of duration for which the capital is required in the business. So this was on the basis of types of the capital, we can say. The next is on the basis of duration. So on the basis of duration, the source of finance can also be classified into three types. Number one is the long term finance. So the long term finance will include the shares, secondly debentures, then loans from specialized industrial financial institutions, or we can simply write them as financial institutes, and fourth is the revenue being generated, that is known as flowing back of profits. So these are the long term finances. Then comes the medium term finance, so the medium term finance shall be including the public deposits and mortgages. So it will be including public deposits, and then the mortgage. And the last one is short term finance. So this is a short term finance, and it shall be including trade credit, then the bank credit, next one is installment credit, and at last customers' advances. So these are the types of finances, sources of finance that are based on duration of time. So now let us discuss them in detail. So first of all, we shall be starting from long term finance. So what is a long term finance? It remains invested in the business for considerably a long period, we can say 10 years or more. The long term finance is often invested in fixed assets. It is basically invested in fixed assets such as land, buildings, machinery, etc., and other, we can say, big investments. So it may be raised through the following sources. We shall be starting them one by one. So the first one is the shares. So it is in a small scale business, the whole of the capital is required to be invested by the owner, but for a large scale business, the ownership shares are issued to the public. The capital required by the business is divided into a large number of equal parts, and each part is considered as a shares. So this is basically for large business and the capital is divided into equal parts that are known as shares. So these are of two types. Number one is preference shares. So what are these preference shares? These carry preference both regarding dividend and return of capital. So in this, the preference is for both dividend and return of capital. These shares are preferred by those people who do not like to risk their capital completely, but also want an income which is higher than that if invested in some other programs or schemes. So basically these are less risk bearing, but these are not easily available. The preference shareholders get a fixed dividend from profits, and remaining profit is divided among the ordinary shareholders. The next one are equity shares or ordinary shares. I will be writing it as the ordinary shares. These are also known as equity shares. The ordinary shareholders are the real owners of the organization because the company is basically controlled by them. These shareholders have voting rights to elect the directors of the company. So the ordinary shareholders are having the voting rights also. The dividend on these shares is paid after the dividend on the preference shares has been paid. These shareholders are generally paid a higher rate of dividend, having a higher rate of dividend. The rate of dividends on such shares depends upon the amount of profits available and the policy of the directors of the company in this regard. So they only claim the dividend after all other claims are being cleared out. So the next form of long term finance is debentures. So the next form is debentures. A debenture is a document or certificate that is issued by the company acknowledging loan and also gives an undertaking to repay the specified borrowed sum. So it is basically a document or certificate that is issued in lieu of acknowledging the loan. So, it basically acknowledges loan issued along with all terms and conditions. So, this these terms and conditions shall be involving the sum of money borrowed, time period and interest to be paid. So, these basically include such things. The debenture holders are the creditors and not the shareholders. So, the debenture holders are basically the creditors, these are never the shareholders. They carry no voting rights. So, no voting rights are given to them. An interest on a debenture is payable periodically until the debenture matures. A debenture carries a fixed rate of interest. So, for this a fixed rate of interest is there. There is no variation. The third one is the financial institutes. So, now there are various financial institutes which have been set up by the governments either from the center or the state to provide long term and medium term finance to the industrial concerns. So, these have fixed interest charges at a very low rate. So, these are mainly for industrial concern. These are set up by the government sources to increase the industrial production. So, we shall be seeing many of the financial institutes one by one. So, the first one is IFCI. IFCI, that is Industrial Finance Corporation of India. Industrial Finance Corporation of India. This was established in 1948 with the objective of rendering financial assistance to the industrial concerns for a period not exceeding 25 years. So, it provides financial assistance to industries up to 25 years. So, maximum time period is 25 years. Next comes the IDBI, that is Industrial Development Bank of India. Industrial Development Bank of India. It was established in July 1964 with the aim to coordinate, regulate and supervise the activities of other financial institutes. So, it mainly regulates and supervise other financial institutes such as IFCI, ICICI, UTI and LIC. Such financial institutes are governed by IDBI and it provides direct financial assistance to the industrial concerns. So, the third one is ICICI. We all are familiar with this bank, that is Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. So it was established in 1955 to provide medium and long term finance to industrial units in private sector. So it basically provides assistance in private sector. The next comes Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India, IRBI, that is Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India, established in 1985. Its aim is to nurse the sick industrial units by providing soft term loan to them. So it provides soft term loan to sick industrial units so that they can cover up the losses and stand on their own. So these are some of the financial institutes that we will cover. There are others also, such as Unit Trust of India and National Small Industrial Corporation, NSIC. So these are already given in your book. You can have a look on them from your book. The next one is the medium term finance. So this was all regarding the long term finance. So the next we shall be covering is the medium term finance. So before starting the medium term finance, we had left one term from the long term finance, that is plowing back of profits. So the plowing back of profits is basically a sort of reserve fund the money which is saved in this manner is reinvested in the business. So this is the profit that is earned from the capital being invested. So now let us start with the medium term finance. So it remains invested in a business for a period between 3 to 10 years. So basically this is an investment for 3 to 10 years of time period, and it is generally used to implement expansion. So it is generally used for the purpose of expansion, we can say, extension or modernization programs. Of any business. It may be raised through long term loans from banks or a financial institute that is already discussed, and another two parts are being left in the medium term finance, that are public deposits and mortgages. So we shall be starting with them. The first one is public deposit. The undertaking which intends to raise the public deposit approaches the public through an advertisement in the press. So generally the money is borrowed from the public for a time period of 1 to 3 years, and the rate of interest on these sum of money borrowed upon the length of period of deposit is generally high. So it is interested paid periodically, or at the maturity along with the amount of the deposit. The next are the mortgages. It is a secured loan borrowed from a bank or an insurance company or any other similar agency. The loan is sanctioned against the mortgage or pledge of the property of the company. So it is the loan against some sort of security. So this security can be the land or the property of the company, the same is returned back on the payment of loan within the agreed time. So this is an old method to raise the finances. The third type of finances are short term finance. These are short term finances. So these are raised for a period of less than 2 years. So these are basically raised for a period of less than 2 years. The short term finance is used to meet the seasonal or current expenditure, usually the current expenditure such as the purchase of raw materials, or we can say the payment of wages or the recurring expenditures. So the credit can be raised from the following sources. The number one is the trade credit. The number one is the trade credit. It is granted by the manufacturer and wholesaler to the retailers to help them sell the goods. The usual duration is from 30 to 90 days. Credit period is given mainly to the wholesalers and retailers so that they can sell the goods. It is granted to the company without any security. So it is basically without any security. Usually it is a big risk, but the chances of mishappenings are very less. The credit is granted only on the basis of the goodwill. So these are granted on the basis of the goodwill of the company and the financial standing of borrowings or the financial stability of the company. No interest is charged for this, only the price charge is slightly higher than the cash price. So no interest, but price charged is slightly higher than cash price. The next are the bank credits. So the commercial banks generally provide loans for a short period. So this will be covering all the services that are provided by commercial banks. They provide term loan, overdraft, cash credit and all those facilities. In order to get a loan, either the merchandise is placed in the custody of the bank or a collateral security. So these are issued against some sort of security, we can say. The third type are installment credits. Commonly known as consumer credit. These are commonly known as consumer credit and is generally used by retailers for selling consumers articles like refrigerators, washing machines. These installments include interest on unpaid sum and are suitably spread so as to enable the borrowing firm to meet them out of the current cash flow. So usually controlled by retailers. And the last type is the customer advances. So sometimes a firm meets its short-term finance requirement from customers' advances. Such advances represent a part of price and carry no interest. The period of such will depend upon the time taken to deliver the goods. So, this is the time period between order placed and delivery of goods, but the money is charged before that. So, students, I hope now the types of sources of finance is clear to you. We have discussed it on the basis of the capital. This is of two types, owned capital and loan capital, and also on the basis of duration, that is the long term finance, medium term finance and short term finance.